Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It's Friday, April 7th, 2023. Here's what's happening today in America. Men in women's sports goes to the Supreme Court. Police arrest a would-be copycat killer. The IRS stepping up enforcement. And Disney stepping up their wokeness. It's all coming up. Then Bill, of course, will be here with your message of the day. So a 12-year-old boy wants to compete on the girls' track and field team. It's middle school. So West Virginia then passed a law in 2021 saying, no, you can't do that. Boys can't compete against girls. Amazing that this would even need to be a law. The boys sued, and then a court blocked the law. Well, and to the Supreme Court for an emergency hearing, and that was denied. So for now, the boy in West Virginia can compete against girls. But Alito said this is an important issue, and the justices are likely to be required to address it in the near future. Police in Colorado have arrested a transgender person with a communist manifesto for allegedly planning a mass shooting at schools and churches in the area. The arrest happened on March 31st. That was just 3 days after that other transgender person murdered 6 Christians, including 3 9-year-olds. In this case, in Colorado, it's a man who goes by she, her pronouns, 19 years old. A family member called police. But remember, it's the transgender people who are the real victims. Now, no one has ever pointed to a single transgender person who's been the victim of violence since the Nashville shooting, but we still got to be on the lookout for anti-trans backlash. There's so much backlash. Only Nike, Bud Light, and Jack Daniels this week have supported drag queens. What in the world is going on? The IRS released their new strategic operation plan, and they said they're going to use their $80 billion in new funding to increase audits on the richest Americans by 10x, 10 times as many audits. The new IRS commissioner, the chief tax collector, said he wants the IRS to be a world-class customer service operation. In 2019, the IRS audited 0.4% of taxpayers earning at least $500,000. In 2011, it was 4%, not 0.4, but 4%. Disney has their new live-action Little Mermaid movie. I don't even know how that's possible. And they changed the lyrics of some of their songs because the songs were very offensive. Top of the list, Kiss the Girl, because Eric doesn't have consent. But she can't talk, so poor guy, his life would be destroyed today for leaning in. The movie comes out May 26th. It'll probably bomb like all the other Disney movies recently. Go woke, go broke. Let's make that more true than ever. Bill with your message of the day. Next.
The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped 20%, and this year could be worse. You are right to be worried. So please call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They'll show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I have been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Friday, you can be sure Xi and Putin are having a blast watching the latest political fiasco in the USA. Both men are brutal dictators, of course, who sneer at dissent and due process. To them, the Trump legal circus is just another example of America's decline. In Russia and China, a person like Stormy Daniels would quickly disappear, along with anyone else who threatened those in power. In the USA, Ms. Daniels is a celebrity who is now marketing T-shirts. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg could exist in a totalitarian situation because he is willing to bend justice for political reasons. Yes, Putin and Xi could put Mr. Bragg to good use. It is apparent that many world leaders sense a growing weakness, not only in American leadership, but also within the population. In Chicago, the folks just elected a new mayor who is softer on crime than Lori Lightfoot. I'm sure that prompted giggles in Beijing and Moscow, where violent crime is suppressed with greater violence. Step out of line, they'll come and take you away. So Americans need to wise up quickly. Our freedoms are in jeopardy from both inside and outside the country. We need collectively to stop the madness. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. Todd Feartag, New York City. As of now, Donald Trump is on target to be the Republican nominee. If this stands months down the road, at some point Ron DeSantis is going to realize there's no chance he will win the nomination. Then maybe the two can come together on a Republican ticket for 2024. That's a good letter, Todd. If you're a Republican, I mean, if Trump could get DeSantis to run as two, that ticket would be much stronger. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Paul Butko, Sarasota, Florida. America will never be looked upon the same way since Alvin Bragg was the indictment heard around the world. That's true. We are not looked upon with favor in many places right now. James Jubin, Homer Glen, Illinois. What can Congress do about Hunter Biden? As far as I know, they can't do much. Yeah, they can. So they're investigating Hunter Biden now, and they're going to compile the information, and they're going to make it all public, and they're going to refer it to Merrick Garland. But if it's beyond any doubt, and there's a smoking gun that says Hunter Biden took illegal money and didn't put it on his tax returns and gave his father, the vice president, some of that money, blows up. Everything blows up. So that's where we are there. Randy McCoy, Dallas, thanks for the solid, no-nonsense reporting, Bill. What DA can bring charges against the Bidens? The Delaware District Attorney in Wilmington, he could bring charges against Hunter Biden. But he won't. But he could. I don't know about any other DAs. It would have to be places where Hunter Biden did business to have jurisdiction. But they could do it in Delaware. In a moment, something you might not know.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-687-1936 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-687-1936 now. Again, 800-687-1936. That's 800-687-1936.
Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. It is Good Friday, a time when 2.2 billion believers commemorate the crucifixion of Jesus Christ and his physical death in Jerusalem. Here is the historical story. As described in the New Testament, Jesus was condemned by the Jewish authorities for blasphemy after claiming himself the Son of God. He was then sentenced to death by the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate, and crucified. Remember, Jews could not crucify. Only Romans could. Pilate did this because he feared an insurrection by Jesus' followers, which numbered in the tens of thousands at that time. Pilate's story went into an area that very few people know. So he did not directly condemn Jesus of Nazareth, but he washed his hands saying, all right, you want to crucify him? My guard will do it. Roman legionnaires will do it, and they did. Okay? But he said, the blood is on you, referring to the temple authorities. So then, after Jesus died, there was unrest in Palestine. And the emperor, Augustus, recalled Pilate to Rome along with his wife. Then Pilate got scolded, lost all his political power, and was sent to Switzerland, even though Switzerland did not exist. It was just the Alps. And that was an outpost, the furthest north outpost in Central Europe, where Rome had a presence. Believe me, there were nothing there. So Pilate goes from a palace in Caesarea on the Mediterranean up into freezing cold barbarian territory. He dies there. And there's a plaque. Now, some people say, well, it may not be legitimate or whatever. If you read my book, Killing Jesus, we believe it's real. So Pilate and his wife, exiled, got what they deserved, karma, but few people know the payoff of that story. And on Good Friday, I thought I would bring it to you. Back in a moment. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.